Well, today's training day. Got a new employee, no longer solo lawn care. It's working out good so far. We're at a commercial property. Friend of mine, Scott, you might know him. Check it out if you haven't seen his video. Just doing some training, learning the equipment, and tomorrow we'll be going back to my yards. Not just a helper, but an actual part-time employee, 5 days a week. It's going to be a game changer. So all in all, last week was very successful. My first week with a lawn care employee. I mean, all kinds of different things happened that week, but you know, I'm not going to bore you guys with all those kind of details. It's just normal and everyday stuff that happens. I just wanted to go over a few key takeaways from my first week having a lawn care employee. So normally, in the beginning anyway, depending on experience level, obviously, of the employee that you have, you will most likely be done with mowing if that's what you're going to be doing right off the bat, and they're going to be trimming and edging. You're going to be done mowing before they're done trimming and edging. You know, they're still feeling out the property and possibly the equipment and possibly just the actual task of trimming and edging altogether. So all of those different components to determine how long it takes them to get done trimming and edging, especially in the beginning. So you most likely will be done mowing before them. So what I do then is I grab the blower, right, and then I start blowing everything off. Well, that has also given me a great opportunity to walk the property and notice, you know, and possibly follow up on anything that wasn't done correctly or maybe was missed by accident and so on, and follow up immediately with them while they still have the trimmer in their hands, and then they go ahead and do that. One of the things I tried to do was point out as early as possible, like before we even started, some of the major things, like, hey, this area is always muddy, we have to trim it, you know, it's too muddy to mow and so on. There's some dips here or whatever, so we always have to trim that, or watch your step, or, you know, there's a lot of cars in the driveway today. Make sure you pay attention to where, you know, you're flinging stuff with the trimmer and the edger. When you're trimming and edging, you know, different things, rocks and mulch, you don't want to bang up any cars or break any windows, so be mindful of all that, you know, all those kind of nuances that we all take for granted every day. I try to remember all that stuff to tell the employee, and then throughout, you know, that property, I try and follow up on those things as well and make sure that we are staying on top of the same quality standards that my clients have come to expect every day. But one of the things I try to be careful of is to make sure that I'm not following up too much, so that they have a little bit of freedom, a little bit of space to kind of learn a little bit as they're going. I mean, it's just grass, right? I mean, it's going to grow back. I mean, how badly can they mess it up? I mean, yeah, they can just go straight down to dirt, right? They can scalp it completely, and then everyone freaks out. But I mean, again, it's just grass. Just put some grass seed down, it'll grow. Maybe not right now, but it will eventually. So communication is the key. Make sure, you know, you tell your clients, like I have in advance, hey, you know, we're increasing staffing, going to be doing some training, going to do the best that I can to maintain the same high quality of standards you've come to expect for our company, and so on. So communication is key. So if something like that does happen, it's not too huge of a shocker, and you address it immediately before they do, and let them know, hey, I'll put some seed down in the fall, it'll grow back good as new, and you know, my employees won't do that ever again, so on and so forth. So but again, just give them some space, because that's what's gonna make them feel appreciated and like they're actually, like, you know, able to do stuff on their own. No one wants a boss or anyone breathing down the back of their neck. That's just not a comfortable feeling. It's hot. You don't want to be even hotter, right? You know, but I mean, you know, in all seriousness, just give them a little bit of space. You know, you tell them what's expected right from the beginning. You follow up when something major happens throughout the property, but just give them some space. And then at the end, when you're all done, after you're blowing and all that kind of stuff, again, follow up with them. Make sure you give them positive recognition. Positive in addition to constructive. You know, we always want to lead with the bad stuff. Hey, you can do this better, try this next time, so on and so forth. Give tips, that's all great. But don't forget about the positive stuff. You got to do both, because nobody wants, you know, to just hear all the bad stuff. They also want to hear what they did well, so that they can improve on that and remember for the next properties and so on. The other thing that I really focus on is I want to cross-train my employees. So I don't want just a trimmer guy, you know, blower guy, whatever, you know, or girl. You know, I want them to know all of the equipment and be familiar with all the equipment and know how to work all the equipment. Doesn't mean they have to be the best at all the equipment, but I just want them to know all the equipment. So one, by having them try out all the different equipment, you're going to quickly see where their strengths and opportunities lie. Then you can position them accordingly, instead of just automatically putting them on trimmer. You know, honestly, they might not be the best trimmer and edger as surprising as that might sound. Not everyone can edge really well with a trimmer, so that might be the case for your employee, but they might be really good at laying down some stripes because they're comfortable and familiar with those kind of machines. You know what, hey, go ahead, let them get after it, and then you can do some trimming and edging. The key is, you know, if you don't let them have a look at every single thing, give them all the different looks, then you won't know and they won't know what they're the best at and what they're the most comfortable with. In addition to that, giving them the opportunity to learn everything will help you in a pinch. If for some reason you're on a property and you need them to do something else, you need them to get on another piece of equipment, then they're able to do that. They might not be the best at that, but at least they can get it done so you can keep moving forward, get done with that property that day or whatever the situation is. So in my opinion, I'm all about trying to cross-train everyone first and then kind of see where everyone should fit going forward from that. So those are just my takeaways. Go ahead and comment, guys, how you feel about those takeaways, and those of you that have had employees or currently have employees, go ahead and comment what some of your takeaways are for new hires in lawn care and landscaping, some things that you might suggest that I do for the following week and going forward. And anyone else that watches the video, we're all about sharing information and helping each other grow together as a community. I will check you guys in the next one. Oh, and I hired employee number 2, so that'll be in the next video, takeaways for having 2 employees. Peace!